Thank you. Well, thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Wow, so I'm really honored to be here. I'm Gokul, and I'm a PhD student here in Georgia Tech with the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. Well, my day job is actually working on some really cool 3D glass chips. I need to tell that story later in another tech talk. Well, actually, it's not a day job because being a PhD student in Georgia Tech is definitely not a day job. But what I'm here to talk about is something which is quite different. Speakers above, who came here in the morning talked about so much about their passion for life and different things. My passion for life is maybe slightly different. All this started when I was a little kid in India. So growing up, I always wanted to travel. So as you can see, this was right after I started walking. I tried pushing things around and getting into all these different motorcycles, as we call them back, and then trying to leave home. My father, being a musician, told me that the only way to control me, kind of, was to be, the best way to travel was to have music as my companion. So I tried playing all these different instruments. All of these were in my house. So my father is actually a percussion player. So the one you see on the left is actually called the mridangam, which is made up of the wood of a papaya tree, whereas the other one is called, in the center is called the bamboo basuri flute. So I tried all these with varied success. But all of this changed when I did something. So I actually went to my grandparents' place for my summer vacation. So this was a really cool place. It has this big temples and there were like really nice people there. However, my father took me to visit this really big musician who was quite famous back in the days. But when I went to his house, I heard this melodious sound coming from this really beautiful, magnificent instrument. Immediately as I saw it, being a kid, I ran towards it and tried to grab it from his hand. That didn't go very well because I was really clumsy back then as I am today. So he totally said, please go away, and he put the instrument into a box and then put it high above so that I couldn't reach it. So of course, when I came back to home, I totally pestered my father until he was like, he told me that the instrument was called the violin, and he took me to Sri Alantur Nataraj Iyer, who is my first guru or teacher, as it's referred to. So I played for a couple of years, I learned some songs, and then finally I went back to this very village. And there, as being a young musician, I tried to get into a chance to get into the temple. So what I did was I played a concert, and the musician that I met earlier was actually there with me in the performance. And he invited me to his house late at night. So when I went there, he actually gave me his violin to play. So I took his violin. I was really happy that day, and I played, and I think I played a bit better than I usually do. And when I played, after the performance, he actually had tears in his eyes. He said that I had some talent and I had to practice long and hard. And then he actually gifted me his cherished violin. And that's actually the violin I'm going to play today, which I have now. And I'm going to play to you the very same song that I played for him so that we can get started with listening to what Carnatic music is. So actually, every Carnatic music composition is associated with a particular emotion or the raga. So the particular composition that I started, which kind of transitioned from the Pirates of the Caribbean music, was in the raga Nata Bhairavi, which kind of denotes magnificence. So something that was captured really well in the movie. So what I'm going to play now is in the raga Hamsadwani. It's a composition of Sri Muthuswami Dikshitar. So on the mridangam, I'm going to be joined by Santosh, who is going to help me with the percussion. And I'm going to be playing sitting down, which is the traditional way we play, because the concerts are so long and it's almost like 4 or 5 hours. So here we have a traditional way of playing down, sitting down. So let's all try to enjoy the music. Thank you. Thank you so much. So let me explain some of the things that we try to communicate without speaking. So the first thing is that the composition that I just played is in the ragam Hamsadwani. It is by Sri Muthuswami Dikshidhar, who along with Saint Tyagaraja and Shyama Sastri are known as the Carnatic music trinity, who greatly helped shape this form of music by composing numerous kritis in different ragas. So I keep mentioning ragas to you. I keep mentioning ragas to you, so hopefully this is solved. So what we have essentially is that raga is nothing but a group of notes which when connected together in a particular notation forms a different emotion. This is kind of specific, so different types of ragas can give you different emotions. So what you have is that you have a Melakarta chart which shows you all these different kinds of 72 ragas which form the basis of Carnatic music. As you can see, this chart is quite complicated. So as a beginner, I had a lot of problem understanding these things. However, how we solve these things is in a typical fashion is known as the Guru Shishya Parampara, where a guru has a special relationship with the student which goes beyond that of a standard student teacher relationship, and the pupil kind of tries to learn from the guru, not just with music but also with different things in life as well. Luckily, I was born in a family of musicians. This is my great grandfather Papanasam Sivan, who is a very famous legendary composer of different songs in the language Tamil. So my father is also a musician who plays the percussion that you see here. So he plays the mridangam, he is a musician, and my guru is Kalaimamani Srimati T. Rukmani, who is a violin virtuoso and whom I am trying to still learn on different nuances of this intricate art. So beyond this, what essentially forms a core part of Carnatic music is that the audience is actually an active listener, in that sense that what you actually think and communicate as a group actually reflects on how we play here. And all of the things that I played today are completely extempo. So we never communicated that this is what I am going to play with each other, and that's how, and we have a close interaction. So when I play something, he picks it up from me, and we have this close interaction which forms a very characteristic part of Carnatic music. And finally, I think however varied each music is, they all share the same core philosophy in that music can ultimately make you a better person, and it can give you a reason to have a passion in life. So I think this is something that I think we all share together. And to conclude, finally, I am going to play a raga called Desh, which actually cuts across nations, and it's actually called the nation of and the raga of unity and emotion. So as I play this song of peace, I think as an audience you are already communicating with me, and we'll embark on this journey together. Thank you so much. so much.